Good morning and welcome. My name's Angela Davis and I'm the Forum Quilter. And this is morning coffee. If you'd like to join me, go grab a hot beverage or your favorite smoothie and we'll sit down, have a chat. So it is, I'm not posting this until later, but I'm filming now. It is Thursday, June 19th. I'm off today because it's a national holiday, so I'm going to take advantage of it. My daughters and I are going to be doing some cleaning around the house, and we're going to go visit Grandma later, maybe play some cards, relax this afternoon. But I've been awake since about 4 in the morning, but I haven't gotten out of bed. I've just been relaxing in bed. Well, I don't know about relaxing. I was taking notes on my phone, ideas for YouTube videos and so on and so forth. My mind is always thinking in the background. Ideas for videos, ideas for quilts, that sort of thing. But welcome. What are you doing today? It's nice to have a free day off in the middle of the week. So I'm here in my bedroom, and I don't film in my bedroom that often, but it's a small bedroom in the back of the house. And actually, the front bedroom where I do my filming is actually considered the master bedroom. It's bigger. It's on the first floor. I have a Cape Cod, so there's 2 bedrooms up and 2 bedrooms down. The house has, I don't think it barely has 1,000 square feet, but the space that it has is allocated well. So for example, I have an eat-in kitchen. It's very old-fashioned in its style. I would say early 80s, maybe late 70s, early 80s. Small living room. This back bedroom is a small bedroom. What the original owners did was they made that front bedroom a dining room. So what they did was they took the closet that was there, they walled it in, and they turned it, and now I have a double closet here because this was their master bedroom. So they actually use that front room as a dining room. I use it as my sewing room. And there's 2 bedrooms upstairs. Cape Cods are sometimes called bungalows, and they have a half second story, not a full second story. I love Cape Cods. I've always loved Cape Cods. I love the style. It's a lovely little house. Needs work, but I plan on little by little fixing up the house as I'm living in it so I can enjoy it. This bed right here, I purchased when I moved in. It's an antique, I believe mid-century, so I believe, well, I've never tried to date it. Maybe 1940s, 50s, probably. Let me see if I can move the camera over so you can see. See that? See that? The scroll work. It has a footboard too. Now, when I found this bed, I was going into the Restore. Here in Struthers, Ohio, we have a Restore. I don't know if you have them in your community. It's run by Habitat for Humanity. And I was walking through, and they had a sign that said, you know, beds half off. And I had been looking for a bed. And I thought, well, let me look. You know, I won't find anything. Well, I found this, and I knew I loved it, so I painted it. Has detailing here too. But so what happened was I went into the restore and I was looking at the beds, and as soon as I saw this one, I loved it. So I went over to the counter and I asked the woman, I said, you know, I'd like to purchase one of the beds. And she says, okay. And I said, but I have a question. And she said, well, okay, let me go with you, and you know, we'll look at the bed. And it came with the footboard, the headboard, the railings, and the whole frame, you know, for the mattress, the box spring and everything. And I said, the tag says $40. Is that the half off price? And she goes, no, it's $20. And I go, is that $20 for the headboard and $20 for the footboard? I mean, how does that work? She goes, no, it's $20 for the whole thing. I said, I want that bed. Now, it was not painted. The only drawback was the wood hadn't been taken care of. And it was very dried out, very scratched. There were parts of it that I think might have had a little bit of water damage. And for me to go through the work to fix that would have been extensive. And I didn't have a bed yet. I had moved in. And I was sleeping on my couch at night. So I was using my living room as a living room during the day, and then at night I would use it as a bedroom and just sleeping on my couch. So I didn't have the time to sand it all down, strip it down, you know, repair. It wasn't a lot of water damage. It was basically along the side, but it was still there. So what I did was I sanded it down, all of it, and I was able to get enough sanding down on that side that had the water damage down to beyond the damage back to the wood without losing the integrity of the wood. And at that point, I thought, well, I think I want to paint it, sort of like a country cottage green. So what I did was I painted it all white, and then I lightly sanded it, and then I had a green in my painting stash, but it was a deeper green, and I wasn't crazy about it, so I added white to it to lighten it up to get this color. So I painted it, and then once it was dry, I sanded it down again so that you see little flecks of white through this paint. I don't know if you can see it. See the little flecks of white through it? That was the effect I wanted. So I'm really, really happy. Now, there are mistakes on this because I'm not a painter. Painting has never been one of my strong suits. I can paint, but I could never be a professional painter. But I'm really, really, really happy with it. And it's a full-size bed, obviously. Most antiques were. It was not common to have queen and king-size beds back then. So I'm happy with it. So these little chit-chats are morning coffee with Angela. And I hope you enjoy them. Like I said, I've been up since about 4, but I didn't get out of bed till about 5. Took the dog out, fed her, and that sort of thing. Today's a free day, so I think I want to clear out my sewing room. You know what? That's something I wanted to ask. What? I watched a YouTube video once. You know, I'm always watching quilting videos, just like you guys do. And the one set of friends were both quilters, and they were talking about their process and how they both make beautiful quilts. They both respect each other's quilters, but their processes are completely different. And the interviewer said, "What do you mean by your process?" And they both giggled. And the one woman said, "When I quilt, I clean as I go. And I have everything out in advance. I know what direction I'm going into. You know, I know this is what I'm doing, you know, every step of the way, and I clean as I go." And my friend does the opposite. She gets everything out, but it's not necessarily organized, but everything is at her disposal, and she gets into a zone where she just starts cutting and sewing. And if thread ends up on the floor, if scraps end up on the floor, if she decides halfway through to grab a different piece of fabric, she'll grab that, throw that one aside. She does not clean up until she's done. And she makes beautiful quilts. Come on, come on. It's summer. Come on. No, 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 no. Come here. Okay, lay down, lay down. No, not on the quilt. Whatever, she's on a quilt. Anyway, there's a blanket in sight. A quilted blanket. A fuzzy blanket. She has to claim it. So I'm the quilter who's the latter. I get in the zone, everything gets messy, and then at the end, I do one big cleanup. And it's just how it works for me. And how do you do it? Are you the one who cleans as they goes, or do you do one big cleanup at the end? I'm kind of curious to see how you do that. If you saw my sewing room map right now, it's messy. And the reason being is I have several projects on the back burner, and depending on what I'm in the mood for that day, I might pull this one out and work on that a little bit, put that one back. The next day, pull the next one out, work on that a little bit, put that one back, you know? And that's sort of my process. And right now, I'm working on some spring and summer table runners. And I'll be making a video about that soon. And so yeah, that's my process. So how do you do it? I'm curious. You know, I'm very curious. I have to show you what I found. This is called the Cottage Journal. And it's meant for the person who has two households, a regular house and then maybe a second summer home like a cottage. And it's all about, it's actually quite interesting. You open it up, the Cottage Journal, and it has a contents page. So for example, it'll say there's a calendar, local information for that area where your cottage is, instructions for guests. So when you have guests coming, or let's say you have guests using the house while you're not there, there's an instruction page. There's also protecting yourself. So safety features when you're at a cottage home, whether you're by a lake, an ocean, so on and so forth, because there is safety measures involved, you know, being in woods, that sort of thing. There's a section on cottage activity, so that when you have guests, they can go to the book and look at what kind of activities there are locally, and there's maps and addresses in there for those types of things. It's really a nice little journal. And then It has a section for you to put favorite photos, and then it starts the daily journal where you can start journaling your time at the cottage. And I think the purpose of it is so that when your guests come in, either while they're there or before they leave, they can journal what they did during their time there, so there's a record of it. It's really, really a nice little book. So when I saw it, I thought, man, I don't have a cottage. I mean, I don't, this is my only house, but I do have a cottage type home because it is a Cape Cod. And I do have a lot of wildlife in my neighborhood. So I could sort of treat this like my own little house cottage and write down little things that I have in my home, my cottage, to sort of keep a little diary of my home and the activities that are local. For example, there's the one about protecting the environment. There's a section on cottage activities. There's even a birds checklist. With the list of birds, and you can check off the date and time that you saw them in your community. That's really cool. We have a lot of birds in our area. There's a wildflower list, a book list, a cottage recipe. There's a cottage recipe section. And then there's the journaling part, which I've already started. Daily journal. And then my journal, I don't just write in. I also put like little notes. I put little drawings, if I have an idea in my head for a quilt. That was done very quickly because I have a lot of personal stuff in there. So I'm not gonna hold it up there for you to read. But like this part right there, you can see where I doodled some applique flowers that I'm thinking about doing. I put, my journal doesn't have just my thoughts and my feelings, but I put little doilies in there of quilt ideas. There's even a section on household items and toiletries. A list of things that the house may need, the cottage may need. It's a lovely, lovely book, little journal. Who's this by? Let me see if I can give you a reference of who printed this, in case you're interested in buying one. I got this secondhand, so, but you might be able to find one. Copyright 1991 by White Cap Books. White Cap, WHITECAP, Vancouver, Toronto. That was the original copyright. The last copyright on this one was 1994. So, White Cap Books, Vancouver, Toronto. This is the 5th printing, 1994. The Cottage Journal. Might be able to pick one up secondhand. I know you will be able to. Lovely, lovely little book. I wanted to share that with you. Well, I hope you enjoy your day today. Whatever you have planned, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, what you liked, what you'd like to see more of on these little chats. Coffee with Angela. Enjoy your quilting, enjoy your sewing. Have a wonderful day. And remember, why sleep when you can sew? I'm Angela Davis, and I'm the 4am Quilter. Have a great day. Bye.